My name is Emma, and I died. But in that moment of death, I experienced something so profound that it changed my life forever. Jesus himself came to me with a message, a prayer, so powerful that it can heal even the deepest wounds and reunite broken families. As I stood in his radiant presence, he revealed truths about love, forgiveness, and the power of faith that I had never imagined. In this video, I'll share with you the incredible journey that began when I crossed over and how this one prayer completely transformed my family and my life. If you've ever felt like your relationships are beyond repair, stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you might just change everything. But before I dive in, if you want to uncover the deeper truths about life, faith, and what lies beyond, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. Let's build a solid community that seeks inspiration and understanding together. At 34, I felt like my life was unraveling. I had grown up in a loving household, but somewhere along the way, I lost touch with that foundation. My husband Mark and I were constantly fighting, the kind of arguments that left scars rather than resolutions. Our once tight bond had been replaced by resentment and distance. To make matters worse, my relationship with my 14-year-old daughter, Lily, had become strained. She'd shut me out, retreating into her world of silence and defiance. Every slammed door and ignored text message felt like another nail in the coffin of our connection. I'd always considered myself a strong woman, but even the strongest people can break. My days were filled with anxiety and nights with tears. I tried to hold it all together: work, family, appearances. But it felt like I was balancing on a thread ready to snap. I prayed occasionally, but those prayers felt like whispers into a void. Part of me wondered if God was even listening anymore. Then, one ordinary afternoon, I found myself overwhelmed. A fight with Mark had left me breathless with anger, and I retreated to our bedroom, clutching my chest. I thought it was stress, but the tightness turned to pain, and suddenly, the world went black. That was the moment my life, as I knew it, ended, and an entirely new journey began. The first thing I noticed was the stillness. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't in my bedroom. I was floating, weightless, and surrounded by light so pure and radiant it felt alive. The colors around me weren't just vivid. They were unlike anything I'd ever seen, shimmering and shifting in ways that seemed to communicate love and peace. Beneath me, I could see my own body lying motionless on the bed. Paramedics were working frantically, but I felt no fear, no urgency. Instead, a deep sense of calm washed over me. I felt a gentle pull, as if something unseen was guiding me forward. The light around me grew warmer and brighter, and soon I was standing in a place that defied description. It was beautiful beyond imagination, a vast expanse of peace and love that seemed to stretch endlessly. I felt the presence before I saw him, and when I turned, there he was. Jesus. He didn't need to say a word. His presence alone filled me with an overwhelming sense of love and acceptance. His eyes met mine, and in that gaze, I felt known, completely, wholly known. Every mistake, every regret, every hurt I'd carried was laid bare, but instead of judgment, there was only understanding and compassion. "Emma," he said, his voice soft yet powerful, "you are here because your journey is not over." As he spoke, his words resonated deep within me, not just as sounds, but as truths that I could feel in my soul. He reached out his hand, and when I took it, I felt warmth radiate through me, filling every broken part of my heart. Images began to form around us, like scenes from a movie. I saw my life as it had been: the fights with Mark, the distance from Lily, the moments of despair that had become all too frequent. I saw myself trying to hold it all together, my frustration and pain spilling out in ways that hurt the people I loved most. Each scene was a reminder of how far I had strayed from the person I wanted to be. But then, the images shifted. I saw moments of hope, glimpses of what could be. I saw myself laughing with Mark, holding Lily close, our family united in a way I hadn't believed possible. These weren't just dreams or wishes, they felt like promises, a glimpse of the life I was meant to have. Tears streamed down my face as I watched, not from sadness, but from the sheer beauty of it all. Jesus spoke again, his voice filled with both authority and gentleness. Emma, love is the answer. It always has been. You have the power to heal, to forgive, to bring light where there is darkness. Trust in me and you will see what is possible. His words echoed in my heart, filling me with a sense of purpose I hadn't felt in years. Jesus smiled gently, and I felt the warmth of his love flow through me as he spoke. Emma, he began, there is a prayer that holds the power to transform your life and the lives of those you love. His voice was steady, resonating with wisdom and kindness. He explained that this prayer was not merely words, but a heartfelt plea for divine intervention. This prayer, he said, is a bridge. It connects hearts, mends wounds, and brings light into the darkest places. He then began to recite the prayer, each word imbued with a love so profound it seemed to echo through the very fabric of my being. Father, let your love flow through me. Heal my heart and the hearts of those I've hurt. Bring unity where there is division, forgiveness where there is bitterness, and peace where there is strife. Help me to see others as you see them, and let your love transform us all. As he spoke, visions of families reuniting played out before me. I saw bonds repaired and hearts softened. Tears flowed freely as I felt the depth of his message. This prayer is not just for you, he continued. It is for all who carry the burden of broken relationships. It is a gift, a tool of healing that only works when offered with humility and faith. I knelt before him, overwhelmed by the beauty and simplicity of what he had shared. Emma, he said, lifting me gently, the key is love. You must pray this with an open heart, expecting transformation. My love will flow through your words. As he spoke, I could feel a new strength blossoming within me, a determination to bring his light back into my world. With a sudden jolt, I felt myself being drawn back, the light around me faded, and the warmth of his presence lingered as I gasped for air. I was back in my body, lying on the bed where the paramedics were still working. Tears streamed down my face, not from fear, but from the overwhelming peace and love that still filled my heart. I knew I had been given a second chance. The days that followed were a whirlwind of emotions. I couldn't stop thinking about the prayer and the message Jesus had shared with me. Determined to make a change, I began praying the prayer every day with all my heart. It wasn't just a ritual. It became a lifeline, a way to reconnect with God and my family. At first, the changes were subtle. Mark and I began talking, not arguing. The tension in our home started to ease, and Lily seemed more open, even joining us for family dinners again. Slowly but surely, the walls between us started to come down. Each day, I saw glimpses of the family I had envisioned during my time with Jesus. One evening, as we all sat together laughing over a game, I realized that the vision he had shown me was becoming a reality. It wasn't a miracle that happened overnight. It was a transformation built on love, forgiveness, and faith. The prayer had been the catalyst, but it was our willingness to embrace it that made the difference. Looking back, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for the experience that changed everything. I know now that no matter how broken things may seem, there is always hope. Through love and faith, we can heal even the deepest wounds. If you're struggling, I urge you to take that first step and trust in the power of His love. It's a journey worth taking. Thank you for listening to my story. I believe it was no accident that you found this video today. If you felt the weight of broken relationships, or if you're longing for healing in your life, I invite you to try the prayer Jesus revealed to me. It's not just a collection of words. It's an invitation to let God's love transform your heart and your family.